Good morning, everyone. I'm your host, Suchi, and welcome to AI Minute Mondays. Quantum computing is all the buzz right now. And there's a very real possibility that these quantum computers of the future are going to change the next generation of AI systems and AI workloads. From helping with drug discovery to material science, these quantum computers can crunch multiple algorithms in parallel, giving us unprecedented computing power. Joining us today to help unpack this topic and help us learn more about quantum computing is Neha S, who's the Vice President for Cybersecurity Products and is also working on quantum computing at JPMC. So, Neha, thank you so much for joining us again on the show. And for the sake of our viewers, can you share a little bit about your background?
Yes, thank you, Suchi. Seems like I'm a regular person at your event, right? It is pleasure to be on your show for sure. And yes, I am Neha. I work for JP Morgan as a VP for cybersecurity products, especially in cryptography space. So cryptography, as in we do data protection using cryptography. And right now, my focus is very much like you see, quantum computing because we are working on the quantum computing security through PQC, which is post-quantum cryptography. Apart from that, AI security is also something we have to focus on. We can't be somebody living in alien world, not knowing about what's happening in AI. So definitely that's also something we are working here in my firm, and I take care of again AI security through data protection. So that's me. I have been in industry for almost a decade in different companies. My last was Ernst& Young, and my customer was NVIDIA. But before that, I was in different banks through consulting companies like Accenture, Deloitte, worked in different countries, and knowing more and more policy, security, technology. And now at this point of time, I feel like, yeah, this era will gonna change because we are entering into the world of quantum, which will change a lot of things we have learned about how computer works, because there could be part where we'll be learning and unlearning some parts and work towards it.
Thank you. Thank you, Neha, for sharing your background. Moving on to our topic, quantum computing, where we have computers that are going to use qubits instead of the computers of today, which use bits,
Yeah.
right? So, what's all this buzz around quantum computing, and what do you see as the biggest advantage that it brings, especially for AI workloads?
Mhm. So quantum computing, of course, will change the way we think. And that's what I'm scared at the same time. I have the mixed feeling. I'm scared at the same time. I'm also very excited about new opportunity it will bring with the massive energy it will come with. So quantum computing is more of I will say it is 100 years old. So quantum physics and mechanics was the first thing which scientists has discovered. And then when it comes to that, yeah, mechanics is there, physics is there, and what can we do to make it commercialization? Then everybody thought of, yeah, computers, right? So at this point of time, computing is more towards an application of quantum compute, like more of quantum computing in a computer background systems where you can utilize more of their power, more of computing to do certain things like having more and more power or speed. If you say
Mm-hmm.
quantum computer, in my mind, one thing comes as speed. That's what we have
Mm-hmm.
to think about. The speed at which the things will happen will be very magical. Like a movie download today, if it is take 15 minutes, it will take 1 nanoseconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that
Wow.
is what this energy will bring. Now, there are many magical terms which it comes with, and those things are making it possible. Like you said, bits. Bits were always 0 and 1. Qubits is now more possibility. They are saying 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. All
Mm-hmm.
conditions are available and can simultaneously happen. And that's the magic of qubits. Now in AI era, people only think about, okay, yeah, it will make the things faster. No, I feel like it will do more than that. Speed is definitely, it will add value too, but it
Mm-hmm.
will also give more optimization. Today,
Okay.
what happens when you try to query something or do prompting and other stuff? Classical computers go one by one. It do sequential analysis and give you the results. When you say you'll be using quantum computing, there will be number of possibilities come together, and that will help with the optimization, which is a concern today. If you say
Mm-hmm.
AI is very expensive, it is also because yes, you're using more tokens. But if I give you a more possible, or will say more likable answer in your first prompt, probably you're not doing another queries. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess that is one of the application where we see a faster optimization will happen. Second thing I will see more is towards handle large and complex data
Mm,
because it represents, there is a concept called superposition,
mm,
which represents multiple states simultaneously.
mm.
So if multiple state happen simultaneously, it'll help with more and more complex data to be processed
Okay.
easily.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also seeing a lot of things on the simulation world. So when you hear more application of quantum computing, the major application of quantum computing is mostly people say finance
Mm-hmm.
area and
Mm-hmm.
medical area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also climate for sure. So how that things could be possible? Today, the restriction with classical is simulations.
Mm,
When you see protein simulations and a lot of time carbon component capture
mm,
simulation, it's not that possible because it runs on classical and it breaks on it.
mm,
With quantum computer, of course, using AI and powering AI with those kind of systems, you'll have better simulations to be done. And when you have better simulations, all this drug discovery could be accelerated.
mm-hmm. Mm,
As they get more and more results simultaneously, they can process the information and they say, okay, yeah, this makes sense. And they can do more and more drug discovery, more advanced battery component, which we are struggling with that. What are
yeah.
the better components and fusion energies? So I
Mm-hmm.
guess these are many advanced things at this point of time. If you go on the reality, yes, there are many breakthrough happens through a lot of company. Google make breakthroughs every day on their chips. Majorona from Microsoft is
Yeah.
also saying a lot of things that it will do. But it's still, in my opinion, we are a little further in the
Mm-hmm.
future
Mm-hmm.
to achieve a quantum computer which is scalable. If you say
Mm,
quantum computer exists today, yes, it exists today. But it exists today with the limitations of certain qubits.
mm,
And we require more qubits
mm,
to process this information and make it more commercialized. So
mm-hmm.
that's why there is still some ways where we can say we need that thing.
Mm,
And one of the myths which I've seen that people say, okay, yeah, when qubits or QPU will come,
mm,
which is qubits processing units, maybe it will discard and replace and everything in classical computer. That's not true.
mm,
Everybody, I think your audience should understand that quantum computing is coming to the world to solve some specialized problem.
mm-hmm.
Not everything in the world. You don't need it to solve everything, and it will complement classical computer. Like GPU today complement CPU.
Mm-hmm.
It has not replaced CPU at all.
Yeah.
Same thing when QPU will come, it may complement GPU together
Mm,
and
mm-hmm.
then give you the solutions which you require.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's the whole.
That's very informative, very helpful for everyone to understand. So, like you said, quantum computers, that's still some way ahead, and it's not going to come and replace our existing systems, but it'll be alongside to complement and help for specialized workloads, like you mentioned, for drug discovery. Maybe, if we needed a vaccine, we'll have it much sooner than the 8 months it took for the COVID vaccine to come.
For sure.
So, yeah. So those are a couple of great possibilities that you helped identify, Neha. But moving on to the other side, right? There's
Mhm.
also a very real concern that with quantum computing and with the kind of unprecedented power that these quantum computers bring, it will be possible to start decrypting secrets which the current encryption systems use today,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So if quantum computers are put towards that use, that could be a major concern from a security aspect. So what are your thoughts on this, and what can we do to kind of make sure that we are more protected and not vulnerable to something like this happening?
Yeah. So good point. And I think the major investments which you are seeing in
Mm-hmm.
quantum computing, a few days back, you must have seen that US government has like literally announced a funding for
Mm-hmm.
$1 billion in this industry. And many big companies are jumping into the same to make innovations more possible. Actually, it is happening because of quantum computing security part. It is
Okay.
becoming more of a national security issue at this point
Mm-hmm.
of time. And think about it is coming back. Recall the era when nuclear energies were there, and then countries were fighting over who will create it first. It is very much the same era because
Mm-hmm.
of the security. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever biggest energy comes in the world, like AI also doing, there is a very so many area, but there are so many cons area too.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with quantum computing. There are so many places where we are thinking it will bring new discoveries, new things
Mm-hmm.
to be done, new wonders will happen. But at the same time, with that biggest energy, it is also coming with huge risk. And that risk is again and speed. So if you think about security or cryptography or however, it's actually a maths problem, very simple maths problem. You lock your system with a lock, and that lock is actually a mathematical operations.
Mm-hmm.
So quantum computing is trying to give you more and more, and it was a scientist called Shor, right? He in 90s only he solved on paper some of the mathematical operation where he broke algorithms, which is ECC and RSA. So those are specialized algorithm used for encryption, and
Mm-hmm.
it's majorly used in encryption area. So he said that if you have a computer, then you can solve this problem. So at this point of time, the security concern is towards how is now decrypt later. That's a
Mm-hmm.
the main thing you must be. So a lot of bad actors know that quantum computer does not exist today to the power where they can break it. So what they're doing, they are just taking your encrypted data and saving it somewhere. So
Mm-hmm.
they are taking that when this power or that computer will exist,
Mm.
we will just take and then we will just break whatever secrets are there and then get into internet, get into financial institution, get into medical records,
Oh,
and
wow.
get all those secrets. So that is what is a security concern. But the good part is this is not a new problem. We've
Mm.
been knowing this will happen.
Mm.
And that's why national government like NIST, which is National Institute for Standards and Technology, have already worked on it, and they have published some algorithms,
Mm.
which is considered to be a post-quantum cryptographic resistant,
Mm.
which means that do you need quantum computer to implement it? No. That is
Mm.
also one of the myth. I wrote a whole article on it because everybody thought that if a computer does not exist, what you're implementing, we don't require quantum computers to implement that. So
Mm.
that is something we are making ourselves ready for the future.
Ah, okay.
In our classical computer, you can
Mm.
use that advanced technology. What they're
Mm.
saying, these algorithms are resistant to the mathematical operation, which can break with
Mm.
RSA and ECC. So what
Mm-hmm.
they're saying, replace that old algorithm with a new
Mm.
algorithm,
Mm.
which is PQC. So that will make you more like safe and prepared for
Mm-hmm.
classical attacks at the same time quantum attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it could come with some new magic in the future. There are more
Mm.
discoveries, but
Mm.
for now, it's all being solved on paper, or I will say more proved by a lot of scientists that it
Mm-hmm.
will resist.
Mm-hmm.
So it will make more complex algorithms, which will be again difficult even for quantum
Uh-huh.
computers to break,
Okay.
and we can definitely implement it. So a lot of companies are in advanced state, like our
Mm.
company is definitely in advanced state of implementation,
Mm-hmm.
and you can definitely overcome the threat by implementing these things. Now implementation itself comes with some challenge, and that's why I also be in a lot of places to educate and talk about it, that start now, so
Mm.
that you guys know that you know what there is. It's not like cloud migration or
Mm.
some other technology migration. This is a huge thing.
Mm.
It
Mm.
requires a lot of energy to lots of infrastructure will be required.
Mm.
Lots of planning is required.
Mm.
Lots of change of the legacy system to new systems may be required. So you have to do a lot of engineering work to
Mm.
implement the algorithm which is being discovered.
Okay. Okay.
So
Sounds
that's
great.
the way you can overcome for sure.
Okay. Thank you, Neha, for sharing that information. So it looks like we still have a great future ahead. We just need to plan for it. So quantum computing is going to bring a lot of additional capabilities, but it won't replace our existing computers and the existing way we do work. But at the same time, we need to be ready for the capabilities of quantum computing and plan today, like you said, make sure that we implement the post quantum cryptography and those kind of algorithms to ensure that we are protecting our systems today
Yeah,
from a possibility of being hacked in the future.
for sure.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, thank you for sharing that. And this session has definitely been very valuable for me, and I'm sure for our viewers as well. So, thank you for joining in and sharing all your insights, Neha. So happy to have you here on the show.
Always pleasure, Suchi. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.